What's going on? You know it's your boy, Little T. Back and full of fuck you already know how I'm. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Check it out. So, we got LeBron James on the Unsung Heroes of the 2024 NBA Playoffs. The Unsung Heroes, TJ McConnell, for one. Jalen Brown, I don't think he get enough credit. If he just doing all everybody in the Western Conference, McDaniels for sure. And let me see for the Dallas, PJ Washington.
I'm glad. I'm glad when you pointed to those guys that Bronny mentioned, you talked about players that impact winning, and I think that's a great segue to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, man.
And the conference finals are set. We've got 4 teams, and there's some similarities between all 4 teams, but I think all 4 teams have their own specific identity.
Facts.
You know, one of the things when I think about all 4 of these teams is they have a bunch of guys that star in their roles beyond the stars of the team.
Thanks.
There's buy-in across the board to what guys' roles are. And I
agree
think
with that.
in the regular season, whether it's because people are distracted, the viewership is different, everybody wants to talk about is who's in the MVP discussion, all of that. It's not till the playoffs that we fully get to appreciate guys like Naz Reid, guys like T.J. McConnell, the Derek Whites of the world, P.J. Washington, Daniel Gafford, Jaden McDaniels, of course.
Facts.
It's, to me, this...
Cause bro, you ain't shit without your role players, bro. You need your role players. It's like that big 3 shit. I think it's just what you need now in today's game. You need 2 All-Stars, somebody that can go get you buckets regardless, like a Luka, Kyrie, Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, Cat, Ant. You feel me? You can go down the list. AD, LeBron. You can go down the list. And you need hella role players. Everybody that can do something crazy. You need a defensive player, a guy that can shoot the 3. A 6-man that can go get his own buckets. You feel me? Like a T.J. McConnell. He can go get his own buckets from time to time. I'm trying to think of somebody else who come off the bench. You feel me? A Pritchard for sometimes. You feel me? Just somebody who go get you some buckets off the bench. Like a Tim Hardaway. You feel me? What else you need? You need a lot, bro. You need a lot. You just need a whole team shit. But that's like the main things to me.
Playoff run.
A 3-and-D guy
like
for sure. Somebody to
league.
score off the bench.
Does it feel like to you the role players are almost having more impact than normal? I mean, I know that it's always been there, but it feels like when we talk
game
about,
change.
we always talk about like your stars got to win a couple games. You got to gut through a game. Maybe your coach gets you a game. Your role players win your game. It feels like the role players night to night have just been incredibly consistent.
No, you're absolutely right, JJ. I mean, you look at last night's Game 7 in Denver. You know, we talk about how spectacular Ant-Man has been this whole postseason. Last night he goes 6 for 24 from the field. I mean, I think at halftime he had maybe 2 or 4 points.
Right.
You know, and in that fourth quarter,
McDaniels.
you saw Naz Reid. You saw obviously Rudy is kind of a star player, but Rudy making plays. Nikhil Alexander-Walker and Jaden McDaniels was just, I mean, he's been huge all season, but you see it even more in the postseason.
Thanks.
But Naz Reid last night, you know, from the Euro step he had left right on Joker.
Yeah, Naz Reid been balling
on the offensive rebound.
I think one game he had like 7 threes, bro.
You know,
the one when he missed
the block shot on Joker
game winner
in that game as well. Like he was huge, and then he pushed it in transition. They was up 7 and hit Ant-Man for a corner 3 opposite of their bench. You know, that came off Naz Reid. You know, so like you're absolutely right. The role players right now with these 4 teams that's left are making all the plays. You saw P.J. Washington. Seemed like every time P.J. Washington got into foul trouble in that Dallas versus OKC series, OKC kind of had a little advantage.
Right.
You know, and when he was on the floor, the advantage was gone. You know, because P.J. Washington was there. Made
Great
the timely
defender.
threes, obviously, in Game 6 at
Great
home.
defender.
Made the timely stops. He was just big for him. So, you know, and obviously T.J. McConnell, he's just a
workhorse.
You know, he's a coach's dream to be able to have a guy like that comes in, knows exactly what he's doing, puts the tempo. He's always going to be high in assist-to-turnover ratio.
Facts.
You know, and he's just a dog. So you are absolutely right, man. This postseason is great, and as much, obviously, we know the narrative is always going to go to the star guys. But to be honest, these games have been won by the MVPs of the role players.
Facts.
Yeah, to that point, last night's a great example in Game 7. There were games earlier in the Knicks run where Jalen Brunson didn't have a good shooting night and they won. Luka has not been at his best outside of a couple games, and they've won. They won games in that OKC series without Kyrie having a monster performance. And I don't know what I'm trying to get at, but it feels like, and it feels like, and we'll get to some of the parody stuff in a second, but it just feels like the depth of talent right now, particularly on really good teams, like you can't concentrate. You need 7-8 guys.
Yeah. You can't do, like I said, you can't do the Miami Heat thing. You feel me? Like, you get Braun, Wade, and Bosh, and then you feel like the rest of the team with, like, minimum contracts, you know, like a Jason Williams and all that still win. Like, no, that shit ain't gonna win you that shit not gonna win you a title no more, bro. You need depth, bro. You need at least 8 heads, you feel me? I say at least seven, but it's nice to have 8 heads, you feel me?
Can really
that can do something.
Play in high pressure moments and have you called it a dog, I'll say it, the toughness, the mental fortitude to compete at this level. And it feels like across the board in the NBA, we're getting more and more of these guys that are just, they're fucking good players, man. They're good players.
Absolutely right. And they are starring in their roles, and they're not doing nothing outside of what they do. And this is what this postseason has been about, and that's what this top 4 is all about. These top 4 teams, Indiana, Boston, Minnesota. Dallas, and Minnesota, have a bunch of guys who star in their role, and they do it every single night, man. They are great at what they do.
As simple as that.
If there's teams out here looking to see how to be successful, obviously you got to have star. You got to have maybe 1, possibly 2.
Need to. I'll say 2 for sure.
Going to make sure that everybody stays even killed. But at the end of the day, you got to have those soldiers around, man. You got to have, the concierges and the capos and the rest of those guys that's going to be ready to go, man. And that's what we see at the Final Four right now in the NBA.
Hey, guys.
Hey, man, that's going to do it for LeBron James and that boy JJ Redick on Mind the Game. I like that little podcast, man. But yeah, man, that's going to do it for the video. I'm going to say comments below. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Hope y'all enjoyed the vibe, man. Peace.